We're going from an acrobatic extraordinaire to a guy who has never been able to touch his toes. So a few weeks ago, tight hamstrings and all, I was at a new restaurant with my partner of nearly a decade. When we sat down, she noticed QR codes on the tables instead of waitstaff. Now that sent me off on my usual rant about how organizations that sacrifice experience for efficiency are forgetting that it's human moments of warmth and connection people often value most. But then mid-rant, I thought of today and said to her, hey, in your wildest dreams, did you ever think I'd get to talk about this stuff on stage in front of 300 people? And she replied, honey, you're not in my wildest dreams. So I turned to someone paid to preserve my ego. My boss, Helena, in Gothenburg, who books the same hotel each month for a weekend with her daughters. It's an experience they love. And so each month, Helena sends an email to the concierge team. She always gets a warm reply from someone she knows. Of course, Helena will have your usual room ready for you, and I'll make sure the chef keeps your daughter's favorite souffle on the menu. Then last month, Helena sent her usual email to the team, but this time the reply was automated. She was prompted to select a room type, and after a minute or so, her booking was confirmed. And the system worked fine, but Helena has since switched hotels for the first time in a year. She'd been paying for the experience of feeling known and cared for. So just as the perceived value of a hotel doesn't reside only in beds and rooms, the value of a workplace isn't just found in desks and screens. And too many of us are still stuck in the dark ages where commercial property, once built and fitted out, is seen only as a costly asset, a commodity to be stripped of as much operational cost as possible, made efficient. But we know that the human experience premium is very real. 86% of consumers say they will pay more for a superior experience. In the workplace, a study across 45 countries found that employees at organizations with poor experience were twice as likely to leave in the following 6 months. On top of that, we're in the midst of a loneliness epidemic. People reporting feeling lonely has doubled since 1990 to 1 in 6 today. People are starving for connection. And that means that one of the most efficient ways to generate ROI in your workplace or hotel lies in giving skilled human services the time and space to create what I call unpredictable value. These are moments of humanity, care, and presence. The very moments that are suffocated when we aim to optimize our people's time. So where else can we draw lessons from here? What if, say, Disney ran your workplace? And I'll admit I lean on AI for almost everything these days, but my initial ChatGPT prompt wasn't super helpful in this case. So Disney runs some of the most magnetic experiences in the world. And let's just clarify, just like Robin earlier today, I'm not up here advocating for fluffy experience investments just because it's nice to feel warm and fuzzy. Like any publicly traded company, Disney's core objective is to make as much money as possible for shareholders. So given that commercial, pragmatic framing, let's take a look at the 4 operational priorities Disney has enshrined for decades. So from most to least important, safety, service, experience, they call this show, And last, efficiency. Disney know that prioritizing experience over efficiency creates more value. But can prioritizing experience drive results outside of a theme park? So the efficiency courtesy paradox was born when a US hospital adopted the Disney model and prioritized experience by funding more time with patients and 24/7 room service meal delivery. Now, not only did staff and patient advocacy go through the roof, but paradoxically, the investment in experience broke down silos and eliminated waste, resulting in a net financial saving. I've come to realize that I first learned this lesson 15 years ago. I just landed a job waiting tables at a busy restaurant in Oslo. Now, naturally, I'd lied about having ever worked in restaurants before and how many plates I could carry, which was 2. So I resolved to, as quickly as possible, observe and emulate the best performers around me. Now, initially, I was interested in a group of servers who managed their tables like Jedis manipulating the Force. They never missed anything. They always knew who was ready to order the moment more wine was needed and had a sixth sense for appearing the moment guests wanted the check. And that meant that I realized that something didn't add up. As good as they were, each night I'd scan the tips sheet and notice that another group of servers who turned far fewer tables had higher check averages and earned more in tips. So I soon learned that these were the real masters. And now on paper, they simply weren't as proficient as their Jedi-like colleagues. Guests sometimes waited a little longer to order or get a dessert menu. But when they were at the tables, these servers were so present and engaging that the connections they built with their guests were much deeper. And guests, they valued the experience more. That's so long ago now that it's frankly starting to feel like a bit of a stretch being up here as a young leader. I have conspicuously less hair than in my photo you saw earlier. I'm 35 and I just had hip surgery. But the upside is I've had enough experience to see that when workplaces invest in that unpredictable value, we find that experience isn't the opposite of efficiency at all. It's the highest form of it. Thank you.